Warren Buffett says the first rule of investing is never lose any money. You know what the second rule is? Remember rule number one. But how does that play itself out in a long-term bear market like the market we had from 2000 to 2009, where the market dumped out 20 to 24%? And what if that happened again? Of course, it will never happen exactly the way it happened over the last 10 years. But what would happen if we had a long, protracted bear market? And are we sure that that won't happen again? So let's take a look at the last 10 years in the S&P 500, and let's take a look at $500,000 and the ABC model of investing and see how they play out. Let's take a look at a 3% average interest rate in column A, an average 7% cap in column B, and the S&P 500. And let's put 10% in column A, nothing in column B, and 90% linked to the market in column C. And how would that play itself out over the last 10 years? Well, you lost $101,000. That's pretty painful if you're just looking to retire or you're in your first 10 years of retirement. That was a very painful decade and really cost people in terms of their lifestyle. Now let's take a look at the ABC's allocation of a 10% in column A, 60% in column B, and 30% linked to the S&P 500. What would happen over those same 10 years? Well, you'd gain over $96,000 with that type of an allocation. So why would it happen? Well, if you take a look at the first year when the market dumped out 10%, the C column lost that 10% down to $134,000, but take a look at the B column where we stayed the same at $300,000. The next year dumped out 13%, and the B column stayed the same. In the third year, we're down to $89,000 from $150,000 in the C column, but we still have our $300,000 in column B. Now, people might think, boy, we didn't gain anything. But if you take a look at that C column, zero is your hero. $89,000 from $150,000 really hurts. So in the fourth year, when the market goes up 26%, we get back up to $113,000 in the C column and only a 7% gain, but we're way ahead of the ball game because we didn't lose any money. We're at $321,000. And it plays itself out for a few years until we hit a 38% loss. We're down to $92,000. What happened in the green column? We're at $391,000. We didn't lose a dime. And then the next year we move on. And how does that work out in the end total? Well, it's a $198,000 difference from not having any money in the green column. That is the power of the ABC model of investing, to be able to retain your gains, link an asset to the market, get some of the market, but make sure you don't go backwards. Be able to put some in the A column, the cash column, some in the B column, and some in the C column really does reduce your risk over a long period of time. That's the power of the ABC model of investing.